Hey everyone, and welcome back again. I guess this is now session 5, and we're looking at services. So this will be interesting. We've gone through pretty much writing markup and organizing our components and being able to refer to each component within another component. Well, actually, in our case, it's the HeroDetails component within the main app component. So all the root components they call it. And now we're going to look at services. So generally I like to get started by just looking at a live example. So we'll take a look at that. What do they got here? Okay. Everything looks the same. So I would say what they're going to do for this video is they're going to take us away from that array that we had at the bottom that I said, oh God, and they're probably now going to put in like a proper service where you can get the information from, which will probably still use a hard-coded array, but it'll give us an idea of how to implement them. So where we left off, we know the file structure already. Yes, I've already got the thing running. Okay, HeroService. Our stakeholders have shared their larger vision for our app. They tell us they want us to want to show the heroes in various ways on different pages. We can already see that we can select a hero from a list. Soon we'll add a dashboard with the top performing heroes and create a separate view for editing hero details. All 3 views need hero data. At the moment, the app component defines the mock heroes for display. We have to have at least 2 objections. First, defining heroes is not the component's job. Defining heroes is not the component's job. Second, we can't easily share that list of heroes with other components and views. True that. We can refactor this hero data acquisition business to a single service that provides heroes and share that service with all components that need heroes. Okay. So here we go. Create a file in the app folder called hero.service.ts. Let's do that. Hero.service.ts. Alright. We've adopted a convention in which we spell the name of the service in lowercase followed by .service. Yeah, okay, that's alright. They usually go SVC in the old version. I actually don't mind it this way, having it as a dot notation. Even though it's a little confusing to maybe if you're using Windows or something. I think every time you have a dot, it considers it part of the extension, but nah, it must still work though. Anyway, moving on. We spell the file name with a lower dash. Okay. The special superhero service will be defined as special-super-hero. Yeah, okay, yeah, gotcha. Okay, we name the class HeroService and export it for others to import. So I'll take this code. So what do we got here? We've got a class from Angular2 which is called injectable. It's a decorator. We're decorating our class, so we're saying that this class is injectable, I guess. Makes sense. Injectable services. Notice that we imported Angular injectable function and applied that function to the injectable decorator. Don't forget the parentheses. Neglecting them leads to an error that's difficult to diagnose. Well, make it not difficult to diagnose. TypeScript sees injectable decorator and emits metadata about our service. Metadata that Angular may need to inject other dependencies into the service. The hero service doesn't have any dependencies at the moment. Add the decorator anyway. It is best practice to apply the injectable decorator from the start, both for consistency and future proofing. Add a getHeroes method stub. Not a problem, man. Yep. We're holding back on the implementation for a moment to make an important point. The consumer of our service doesn't know how the service gets the data. Our Hero service could get Hero data from anywhere. Could get it from data from the web service or local storage or from a mock data source. Okay. That's the beauty of removing data access from the component. We can now change our minds about the implementation as often as we like, for whatever reason, without touching any of the components that need heroes. Mock heroes. We already have a mock hero data sitting in the app component. It doesn't belong there. It doesn't belong here either. We'll move the mock data to its own file. Okay. I like that actually. Cut the heroes array from app component and paste it into a new file. Okay. Keep the junk away from what's good quality. That's what I say. So what do they call it? This is just called mock something. Mock dash heroes. Mock dash heroes. Heroes. Oops. .ts. Good. Okay. And then we just need to import hero and then basically export that array of heroes. Alright, so go down here. Alright, I'll come back to you. So we export this and we import whoops, lowercase h. Whoops, and I've got the from. Come on. Still not. Oh, it might be heroes, is it? What do I name this file? Trying to do it without looking. That's just called hero. What's going on here? Oh, the slash is the wrong way. My bad. Okay. So it allows me to access this as an array. That's fine. That's exportable. So the hero service will return heroes. So I've got to import this heroes thing in. Still seems to be highly tied to the or you know to what's the term? Too close to this service. Way too close. Like. Like I would prefer it not even have this like that at all. That's gotta be a return. Ah. What do I get for not looking at the code? I know I have to return it though. Yeah, so that's the same as what we've got over there. But still, that's returning mock data. I don't want to have a service that I normally have for returning stuff to return mock data. Like this service should be called mock hero service, and which returns mock data. But anyway, moving on. We'll see what else they do. Use the hero service. Okay. We're ready to use the hero service on components such as app component. Okay, app component.ts import HeroService. Import HeroService. Oops. From dot service. Okay. Do we need a new HeroService? No way. We could create a new instance of HeroService with a new like this. That's a bad idea for several reasons. Our component has to know how to create a HeroService. If we ever change the HeroService constructor, we'll have to find every place we create a service and fix it. Running around the patching, so it's the same. It's the same as dependency injection.net. You don't concern yourself with the parameters. We create a new service each time we run new. Well, the service should cache heroes and share that cache with others. We couldn't do that. We're looking at app component into a specific. We're locking app component into a specific implementation of HeroService. It'd be hard to switch implementations for different scenarios. Can we operate offline? Will we get a different mocked version under test? Not easy. What if? How you get back to work? If we've got work to do. Okay. We get it, we really do, but it's ridiculously easy to avoid this problem. But there is no excuse for doing it wrong. Reject the HeroService. 2 lines replace 1 line of the new. We add a constructor. Okay. The constructor itself does nothing. The parameter simultaneously defines a private HeroService property that identifies it as HeroService injection. So, as a HeroService injection. Still not sure how. Anyway, I'm just going to take a break for a second. Hey guys, I'm back. Yeah, just went for a bit of a toilet break and a couple of other things I need to do. So what were we doing? We were trying to inject a HeroService. Now I still find this weird because here we're hard coding HeroService, which means it'd be this mocked HeroService, right? Be this one here, which is always going to return mock data. So where does the whole swapping in and out come from? Anyway, I'll keep reading because it probably will tell me. So 2 lines replace the 1 line of new. We add a constructor. We add to the components providers metadata. Here's the constructor. This is under app component TS. We add a constructor. Is this to the metadata? Where does the constructor go? Is it in the app component? I guess it is. Yeah. So, let's say it's here. Constructor, because normally you put it inside of here. Constructor, private, HeroService. Type HeroService. Nice. No. Oh, forgot the parentheses at the end. That would do it. The constructor itself does nothing. The parameter simultaneously defines a private HeroService property and identifies as a HeroService injection. Oops, sorry for here. Come up to that in a minute. Yep. Now Angular will notice apply an instance of HeroService when it creates a new app component. Angular has to get that instance from somewhere. That's the role of the Angular dependency injector. The injector has a container of previously created services. Either it finds and returns a pre-existing HeroService from its container, or it creates a new instance, adds it to the container, and returns it to Angular. The injector does not know how to create a HeroService. If we ran out code, Angular would fail with an error. There's a number of errors. This public heroes thing is. No provider for HeroService. Is that the one that they're talking about? Yep. We have to teach the injector how to make a HeroService by registering a HeroService provider. Okay. Do that by adding the following providers array property to the bottom of the component metadata. Oops. Still confused on how you swap hero services out. The providers array tells Angular to create a fresh instance of HeroService. When it creates a new app component, the app component can use that service to get heroes, and so can every child component of its components tree. Services in the component tree. Recall that the app component creates an instance of HeroDetail by virtue of the my-hero-details tag at the bottom of the template. The HeroDetail is a child of app component. If the HeroDetail component needed the parent component's HeroService, it would ask Angular to inject the service into the constructor, which would look just like the one for app component. Okay. The HeroDetail component must not repeat its parent provider's array. Guess why? The HeroDetail component must not repeat its parent provider's array. The app component is the top level component of your application. There should be only one instance of that component and only one instance of the heroes in the entire app. Okay. We've got the service. Got the service in a HeroService private variable. We pause the thing, we can call the service and get the data all in one line. Hang on. The HeroService is here. It's private. I can't get it out of here. Can I? Where does this get heroes come from? Is this a new method or what? What the hell? I understand that it provides HeroService, that's fine. But it's private. Show us the final example then, yeah. I'm saying it should just work. So heroes isn't empty. So first thing is HeroService. Annoying. Okay, so at this point, I must have to go just to heroes. Suppose I don't have it as a promise yet. So remove the promise code. Rightio. That makes a little bit more sense now. So let's go back up to where I was, just because I was a little confused on what they meant by all that stuff. Alright, so this docket, yep, so we're there. Yep, so that's what we wrote. ng init lifestyle, ng on init lifestyle hook. Our components will fetch and display heroes without fuss. Where do we call the get heroes method in a constructor? No, not in the constructor. We do not? Jeez, okay. Years of experience and bitter tears have taught us to keep complex logic out of the constructor. Yeah, especially anything that might call server as the access method should do. The constructor is for simple initializations like wiring, constructing parameters to properties. It's not for heavy lifting. We should be able to create a component in a test and not worry about what it might do real work by calling the server before we tell it to do so. If not the constructor, something has to call get heroes. Angular will call it if we implement an Angular on ng on it in it, also a hook. Angular offers a number of interfaces for tapping into critical moments in the component's lifecycle, a creation after each change, and its eventual destruction. Each interface has a simple method. When the component implements that method, Angular calls it at the appropriate time. Here's the essential outline for the on-air interface. Okay. Right, okay. We write an ng on-air method with now initialization logic inside and leave it to Angular to call it at the right time. In our case, We initialize by calling get heroes. Rightio, got that. So it's a life cycle. It's like an overridable component. After all the methods. Oh, this is a method. Okay, NG, then get heroes. Yep. So this hero should always have something. For the mock data, our application should be running as expected. Let's have a look. Yep. Awesome. Nice. So let's recap here. So what have we done? So to get a service in, we've gone and we've created firstly a new file for a service. We have to fetch the injectable decorator from Angular2/core. We've also moved mock data into its own file, which is exported publicly and requires the hero class, which has already been put into a separate file as well. And we just export that service. It's got a get heroes method, which was spelled wrong, and that's why it wasn't working. There's the hero class. We're not going to look at the details. So then we import that in through here. Still not being used at this stage. Still not being used. Still not being used. Oh, wait a minute. We're going to provide a hero service, and then we've got a constructor to pass in a private hero service attribute, which we can refer to the rest of these methods. And ng on init will ensure that this information is only gathered after the constructor's been, or at certain points where AngularJS is initializing itself. Because it seems to be a method that AngularJS will look for, or Angular2 will look for. Sorry guys, I'm not that bored, trust me. So okay, that's semi straightforward. I still don't know how we can swap things in and out here, but hopefully they'll give us something later. Okay, async services and promises. Our hero service returns a list of mocked heroes immediately. It gets heroes into synchronous. Ask for heroes and they are there and then return results. Someday we're going to get heroes from a remote server. We don't call HTTP yet, but we aspire to in later chapters. When we do, we'll have to wait for service to respond, and we won't be able to block the UI while we wait, even if we want to, which we shouldn't, because the browser won't block. We'll have to use some kind of asynchronous technique, and that will transition into the get heroes with. We'll use promises. The hero service makes a promise. A promise is, well, it's a promise to call us back later when the results are ready. We ask the asynchronous service to do some work and give it a callback function. It does that work somewhere, and eventually it calls that function with the results of the work or an error. We're simplifying, learn about ECMAScript promises here. Yeah, you can chain them and all kinds of stuff. I've seen it with, first time I saw promises was with jQuery, and then they actually had it as part of the Angular framework. In the original version, they actually had it built in. And it looks like they've taken it out, and they're just using the ECMAScript version, which is pretty cool. Because it means it'll stay very close to ECMAScript. So, update the hero service with the promise return get heroes method. Return promise.resolve. Yeah, so it used to be resolve and reject, if I remember. So if everything was okay, you could just go promise dot resolve, and you pass in the value that resolve to. So now if I go back to the app component like I had before, now I can't do it like that. I now have to put the then statement. I don't know how to write it right now though. I've forgotten how to write it already, even though I wrote it before. Okay, we're still mocking the data. We're simulating the behavior of an ultra-fast, zero latency server by immediately returning result promise with no mock heroes as the result. Oh, okay, so it's like a lambda expression. So then, looks exactly like one. This dot heroes equals heroes, yep. Callback sets to blah blah blah. So by rights, oops. Now I save that, it should still work. It does. Excellent. Cool. Okay. Here's the code we discussed in this chapter. Okay. Yep. Oh, well, the end of another. Oh, hang on, what's this? Ah, this is them doing some testing. Well, that's the end of another section, guys. Well done, if you've gotten this far. It's been fun. So, I believe this is part 5, or session 5, or session 4. No, it's session, 1, 2, 3. This is the 4th, I believe. Well, whatever session it is. Thanks for coming along with me, and I think we're almost at the end of this Heroes tutorial. It looks like in probably the next section, we're going to be looking at joining all these things up together with routing. And yeah, so I'll see you then.